All right, boys, we got Kiv versus Abram. This is a quarterfinal matchup, 11 seed versus the 3 seed. I can't remember who I picked first when I did my first predictions for the MCS playoffs to pick this game, if it was going to be Abram or Kiv. I think I might have picked Abram, but I've totally changed my mind after seeing that first round of games, and I'm going with Kiv. I'm going with Kiv to win this matchup. And the main reason why I'm going to go with Kiv is just because of really his experience, and honestly, Abram didn't look that great in the first. I think it was the day 2 or day 1 against SEO Drip. SEO Drip actually almost beat him. So I just think with that, kind of coming into this round, I just think Abram. I think Kiv has the upper hand, to be honest. So I like what Kiv's been doing in Zero Chill tournament. He almost beat Clef, who was the ultimate Zero Chill belt winner. And then he looked really good in his first round matchup. So in general, I think Abram. I think Kiv is definitely who I'm picking in this matchup. They really have had kind of a similar Madden 25 season as well. So that's another little thing, another little element into this. And then Kiv gets ball at halftime. So real quick, schematically, you're going to see Kiv in the, I believe, Patriots playbook defensively. Going to be rocking a lot of 6-1, potentially rocking some 1-4-6, maybe dollar. He might be in Jets. I'm not sure. And then Abram actually switched his defensive playbook going into this matchup, which was really surprising to me because Abram and David T, kind of similar players as far as like what they've done schematically up until this point in the year, has really kind of been similar. And so with this matchup here, it does look like Abram is going to change his defensive playbook to the Jets playbook, probably going to be running a lot of dollar. And I personally believe dollar, 1-4-6, those are the 2 best defenses in the game. As you see right here, changed his defensive playbook from multiple. I don't think he was in multiple, but I could be wrong. I'm almost positive he was in Vikings. But anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this and kind of see what's going on. So Kiv is going to be starting this game on defense. Abram is going to be in the Saints playbook. This is kind of the hottest new playbook in the game. And early, he's going to audible into this formation. This is kind of a hidden formation out of tight way off. Now, real quick, I just want to show kind of what you're seeing here. This is like super, super important. So Kiv starts out in a base 6-1 look. The primary reason why you're going to run 6-1 is you're trying to get this little loop right here. It's a hard blitz to be able to pick up. It's an uncomfortable blitz. And then you're going to base out of basically a cover 4 quarters type of shell. Now, the play is literally called cover 4 quarters. And if you didn't know, in this year's game, there is kind of a hidden match issue whenever you put your hooks on 5. So what generally happens is when you put your hooks on 5, it'll cancel the match and it'll basically play like a cover 4 drop. But within cover 4 quarters plays, when you get this route combination right here, this post and this streak, what'll happen is this quarter will bite on the post and it'll leave this streak open for a touchdown. So Abram looking to go up top first play, and we're just going to kind of take a look here at the coverage. Some pass protection. Looks like he's IDing this DN on the right side. Picks it up for the most part. It's uncomfortable, like, as you see. But as you see here, I mean, literally, it's cover 4, yellow right here. And then notice Kiv with a really nice switch stick here onto the post route. Everything's going to be bagged. But look at that inside quarter. He is not doing his responsibility. He is matching to the middle of the field. This is why you can't call cover 4 quarters, in my opinion, in this game. It's too easy to manipulate. You need to be making those adjustments out of a cover 3 play. Kiv, lazy on the first play and gets popped over the top for a 1-play score. I honestly, I'm a huge fan of Kiv, huge supporter of Kiv's. Love his game, love learning from him. You cannot do that in the Madden Bowl. I don't understand why we've seen that type of bomb in almost every single tournament of this year. That has been a known bomb concept since the very first tournament of the year. In Madden Bowl, we're at the end of the year. Abram's gonna know that bomb. And you notice Kiv's facial expressions. It's like you can't give that up. You cannot give that up first play. Abram didn't even have to think. He didn't have, no brain cells were used by Abram on that play whatsoever. Like, you cannot give that up off rip. So I just thought, honestly, really, really bad on Kiv's part. I think that was really, really bad. And this is something that Kiv tends to do. I don't know exactly how to describe it, but it's like, I think Kiv tries at times to be almost too simple on defense. And sometimes it comes back to bite him. So right there it did. Kiv going to be in Eagles playbook? Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Eagles playbook. So he's going to have short real quick. Okay, so it does look like Abram is in the dollar. So you're going to see here, you got the double safety deal. Abram kind of interesting. This looks like to me a man defense to me. Abram loves to run man. He ran a lot of man at the beginning of the year, so he's a man-to-man type of guy. He likes to base out of a man look if he can. But that being said, the main types of pressure here, you're going to get one of two. You're going to get this crossfire blitz right here, or you're going to get this disengage where he's going to hit this guard kind of like 6'1", and this guy's going to blitz through. Now, in my personal opinion, this blitz right here is the best blitz in the game. It's the hardest blitz to consistently block. Kiv is going to be in Eagles. He's got play action in this. So he's going to be using play action to try to counter that crossfire blitz. But let's see what we have for him early. Also, you got a jet touch pass out of this. Really nice little run, being able to just kind of take the pressure off yourself. Kiv is such a good offensive player, in my opinion. He really does a good job of, like, just his route combinations are really good. And they're situational. He's situationally really good offensively as well. So anyway, we're going to go Y sail. And there it is early. So, again, this is what I was talking about, and it looks like Abram looks a lot better than he did in the first-round matchup. So, as you see here, you can blitz this guy. You can drop this guy out into coverage, and look at this from Abram. Really, really nice defense. Able to get the pressure. 3rd and 7. I personally would run that blitz 70% of the game. In fact, what's really interesting is SEO Drip, when he played Abram in the MCS playoffs in the round 1 in the wild card round, he basically ran that blitz concept on Abram all game long, and Abram really struggled against it offensively. So just some things, kind of interesting to watch Abram adjust and really understanding that this new blitz concept is really, really, really powerful. This is that shaded down man stuff from Abram. One of the problems with shaded down man, one of the problems with man coverage in general, really every year, but I especially think this year in particularly, man coverage in an era where switch stick is really the best way to play defense, not sure how that's going to work out for him. Right there, Kiv, nice read. And what Abram's going to do is he's going to show man and then play zone. So he's basically, I'm almost positive he's coming out in the cover 0 shell out of 146, and he's basing out of cover 1 robber, some of those type of plays. And then he's creating zone out of it. Not a bad idea. Dollar is a really good formation to play man with. As we have, I don't know what's going on here. We'll catch up with them. All right, we're back. So 1st and 10 for Kiv on the 35. Again, Abram's going to be basing out of this man-to-man. So you see how this guy follows? That's how you know it's probably a cover 0 shell of some type. What Kiv is able to do, and that really nice playmaker in the middle of the field, really got caught no man's land in the pocket, though. But what Kiv is going to be able to do against man coverage is really easy to beat in this year's game for the most part. But Abram likes this man coverage because it will randomly bag stuff. It's really good when you pair it with some mixing in the zone. So going to be interesting to kind of watch how this plays out. But a lot about man coverage is getting lined up properly. There you see busted coverage and touchdown. And that's what's going to happen to Abram if he stays in this man defense. You look at this real quick. Let me just show you what's going on here. Abram tries to get super adjusty. I don't even know what this is. I have no idea what this is. It looks like he cross-mans him with a third. Like Abram trying to get super adjusty with his coverage. This tight end streak is one of the most basic routes in the game. And Kiv able to take advantage of it. Easy touchdown. That was just as free as Abram's, honestly. Kiv did have to show a little bit more, but really, like, 2 fairly simple, straightforward drives. We'll see if Abram stays with the man coverage at a dollar. I do like dollar as a man coverage look this year more than I ever have, because most of the defense in dollar is really that send 4. It's really that send 4 from the linebacker, and then using your coverage really as your weapon. That being said, I think man coverage is best at a dollar. I think this is the best year for a send 4 type of man coverage look, but you can't bust a coverage like that with the tight end wide open in the middle of the field. I mean, there was just nobody home. You've got to be very disciplined defensively, and we'll just see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I will talk about one other thing about his alignment on the next drive, but this is going to be a key drive for Kiv. This is where hopefully Kiv right? He's not going to, I don't think Kiv's going to make that same mistake twice where he leaves that quarter. I'd be surprised if he did. So basically, the way you get around that cover 4 quarters deal is you just call any play that's not cover 4 quarters, and you have to manually put those safeties into quarters, and then they won't get bombed. So here we go, a little cover 0 look from Kiv. And this is why 6-1 is good. 6-1 is a defense that always gets better throughout the year. Later in the year, this 6-1, there you see some pressure. When you get these really fast defensive linemen, 6-1 becomes really lethal because you can send 5, you can send 6 off at the edge, pairing that with the send 4. So anyway, here, a little bomb type concept. Kiv not biting on it, but he did get that nice backside check down. Honestly, Kiv out of position defensively there. Really had everything bagged. He just... One of the things that's hard is because this game is so switch stick dependent and you're trying to anticipate what they're doing and you're trying to jump it. Sometimes you'll switch stick when you don't even necessarily need to. I think that's ultimately what kind of happened there. Anyway, ABRAM is going to try to catch Kiv in this cover 2 a lot here. Looks like he's trying to catch him in it again. This should just be basic cover 4 here. It is basic cover 4. Good defense. There's the sheds that we're talking about. And you're seeing right now why 6-1 is such a good defense in this year's game is it's very similar to Dollar. It's very similar to Dollar. It's better run defense. It's not as versatile in coverage. There's not as many things that you can really do, but you're going to basically be in that cover 4 shell switch sticking a lot. So, I don't know. I don't know if it's better or worse, but it's good. It's definitely good. I think the best defenses in this game, I think Dollar, 146, 6-1 are your top 3, maybe 3. I throw 3-3-5 odd up there. I think 3-3-5 odd is really good. But anyway, good pressure from Kiv again. One of the things you're noticing, hopefully, and I think one of the big takeaways I had from the first round, you can, because you don't have the ability to have like edge protectors everywhere on your offense, you can't have like the best offensive, like you can have the best offensive linemen, but they're not going to have like the all the stuff to be able to like counter different things. You're going to get good sheds right there. Really nice read from ABRAM. This is a short side combo. We get a wheel. Notice ball on this hash. This streak is going to pull this quarter, and it creates this little pocket right here. Really nice pocket for ABRAM to be able to hit that and really be able to get the ball out of there, get out a huge conversion on the 4th and 7. But Kiv is looking a lot better defensively on this second drive. And again, I really am a big believer, and I was actually going to talk about this. I've been wanting to find a way to talk a little bit more about this on my channel. This is a real football concept. It's something that I was actually watching a coaching video on the other day, and they were talking about how they did like a research study, and they basically found regardless of level of football, high school, college, NFL, didn't matter. The things that mattered, or the things that most contributed to wins and losses, were number 1, and that was almost a really good play by Kiv. Ultimately ended up giving that up. Number 1 was turnovers, right? Kind of everybody knows that. But if you turn the ball over in big games, you're going to lose the game, right? Detroit Lions turned the ball over, I think, 5 times against the Commanders, who then turned around and turned the ball over several times against the Eagles in the NFC Championship. Both of them ended in losses. Here we go. ABRAM was trying to hit this corner all day long last game. Not able to hit it there. Good scramble by RG3. Going to be able to get in there for free. Touchdown. So the biggest thing that decides the outcome of a game is turnovers. The second biggest thing is missed tackles. Missed tackles. I think that is such a big point. And in Madden, I would define that even just more so, even next to the next thing. And really the third thing that decided games was explosive plays on either side. So a pick 6, a D-line pick 6, a fumble for 6, like turnovers leading to big plays, or what we saw a lot on these last couple things, busted coverage that leads to a free touchdown. Really, both guys, the first drive was basically the same. It was some type of busted coverage that led to a big one-play touchdown. Winners don't do that consistently. They consistently don't give up big plays. They consistently don't turn the ball over, and they consistently don't miss tackles in the open field, right? They tackle. It's one of the big things about the Chiefs that I think makes the Chiefs so good. A lot of people would tell you that the Chiefs are one of the best tackling teams in the NFL. The same thing with the Eagles, one of the best tackling teams in the NFL. Everybody did the football. So that idea, kind of such a simple thing, but it really does come down to tackling, right? Getting that tackle, able to keep not giving more yards than is there, right? And it's this whole idea that you're seeing from Abram, you should see from both these guys really defensively. And really, I think the defensive strategy that ultimately works is keeping the lid on, keeping the lid on, keeping the lid on. Limit the big plays, put pressure on them where they're on a timer. If they make a mistake, it might be a turnover, right? Using switch stick. Switch stick is one of the best ways to get turnovers in this game if you use it strategically. So, and also, if you think about switch stick, one of the biggest things that switch stick affords you defensively is the ability to really limit the big plays. If you switch stick properly, you're going to be primarily taking away corner routes, crossing routes, and post routes. Those are all big plays. So what are you going to be giving up? Drag routes, slant routes, zig routes, underneath routes, forcing them to drive the length of the field. So anyway, enough yapping for me, but I just thought something kind of interesting, and I think it does completely apply to the MCS. That idea of winning the turnover battle, not missing tackles or making people miss in the open field, right? The yards after catch, basically. And then the third one being the turnover or the explosive plays. Love this combo from Kiv, able to attack a lot of space on the field. You're seeing there's A-gap pressure, almost a pick, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Abram looking so much better on the defensive side of the ball than he did in the last game. What's the biggest shift he did? He went from running 3-3-5 odd to running dime 3-2. He literally is running almost the exact defense that Drip was running against him, at least the exact blitz. You see here again, play action, throw right at his face, doesn't matter. And there's that explosive play, and there's that explosive play that I was just talking about, and there's that missed tackle. When you can create explosive plays, whether it's in the run game, whether it's in the pass game, the run after catch, the jet touch pass that hits for 50, when you can create those explosive plays, it makes it so you don't have to be as perfect on both sides of the ball. Here, Kiv, going to make a tough throw to Laporte. That's a tough throw out of the pocket. Nice read, able to get it late. And going to get down inside the 14 here. So again, you're noticing, Abram trying to adjust out of this man shell. And this is one thing I wouldn't do. I understand why Abram ultimately is doing it. He could just be in a cover 0 shell and actually be in cover 4. But one of the things that I think is also something that I'm starting to become a super fan of is your pre-snap setup not taking a long time. In this game, both quarterbacks are, pretty much at this point in the year in general, everyone's using master tactician, which means they're going to be snapping the ball quickly, more than likely. So by being able to have your defense not be able to be quick snapped, I think is really, really important in this year's game. So here it is. There's that shade down man. There's that tight end post. Good switch from Abram. RG3 out of the pocket, going to throw it away. And so this is where, and I think this is where games are won right down here. Are you able to tackle, rally tackle, force field goals down here, get interceptions, right? This is where, as an offensive player, you can force the ball in tight windows and run the risk of getting an interception. Or as a defensive player, this is where you can obviously get a huge turnover. So we'll see how this kind of plays out. Red zone combo. This is kind of one of the favorites here. This is a really nice cover 2 beater where you're going to be able to split the safety. And Kiv, looks like Abram ends up with a cover 4 call. And Kiv going to be really just bagged up. 3rd and 11, and that's a red zone stop for Abram. That's 4th and 11. Kiv going to have to settle for 3. That's huge because Abram gets the ball back. He could potentially go into half up 21-10. Now, Kiv does get ball out of half, but that was a huge red zone stop for Abram on that second drive there. Looked really good defensively. So we'll see what Kiv does if he stays in that 6-1. Kiv likes to run. Kiv will run a couple different defenses as well. If one defense isn't working, he will change it up. And we do see it here. He is going to check into dollar. So it looks like Kiv is going to be in the Jets defensive playbook, and he's going to be running that double safety go defense. So this is essentially a mirror match. Both guys are going to be in dollar. Kiv's going to be running the double safety. Abram is running the cover 0 shell version of dollar. I'm almost positive that he's running kind of the cover 0 shell version. So anyway, same kind of pressure. You see there's that crossfire pressure. Pat Tillman to me is the best player to use at that crossfire position. He gets really good animations. He's really fast. Really, you want to have a 40 out of 40, a 20 out of 20, and a 20 out of 20. Having those three theme team options can get Pat Tillman, I believe, to a 98, 99 speed. Nice read there from Abram. Again, one of the things that makes Saints really good is you can just go to so many things. That stack by flex formation, I think one of the more underrated formations in the game. All right, 1st and 10, ball on about midfield here. Going to go with the inside zone. Now for Abram right here, this is kind of this is where some strategy comes into play. That run on 1st down. He's going to run again here on the 2nd down. Almost guarantee it. Why is he doing this? He's doing this because he's trying to control the game with the run game. He's trying to control the clock with the run game. Here, Kiv going to switch it up, go to double mug, try to get a little bit more aggressive. Abram should not pass. He's going to. I don't love the pass decision here. I feel like you just run the ball, get it to the 2-minute. Abram going to try to go for a big play, ends up getting bagged up, and that was terrible for him. Now, it's not the end of the world because he's in a 3rd down situation. He can hand the ball off here, but he's didn't love that decision. I think Abram was kind of trying to go for the big touchdown, and I just feel like situationally, you're in a really good spot. You got your red zone stop. You need to make sure that you need to do your part to make sure Kiv doesn't get this ball with time to go down and score. Now you got a sack. You see how that kind of played out there, like a shot call on 2nd down, a sack on 3rd down. Now you're in a 4th and 8. Got to have it down. This is Kiv's stop right here. Sends heavy pressure, and he's going to get him picked. That's a huge stop. Kiv literally just went shaded inside, send pressure. That was basically just cover 0. Honestly, Abram snapped a bad play call, and I think he did here. So if you take a look at what Abram actually put on the field, this is 4th and 8. This is the Madden ball. He's going to snap it before the 2-minute warning. What does Kiv do? He's going to send 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then he's going to kind of try to get back into coverage. But it's literally just man up, man up, man up, man up, right? So, I mean, what did Abram snap here? I don't even know what this is. I have no idea what triangle's on. If he's on a streak, I think he's on a corner. I think he's on that short corner. This guy's going to be wide open, by the way. Abram going for the home run ball again. And I mean, does that route beat man coverage? Yeah, it does beat man coverage, but it also gets bagged. That's how man is this year, inconsistent. That's a huge stop for Kiv. And he knows it. Because guess what Kiv can do now? He can take that. That to me is just a complete mismanagement. That 4-down sequence, kind of bad clock management, honestly. Because, again, this is what makes like the Chiefs such a good football team. They don't do stuff like that. They manage the clock so well situationally. I would have loved to seen Abram run on 2nd down, get it to the 2-minute, slowly work his way. Just make sure Kiv doesn't get a chance at points. Now, Abram gets stopped. Kiv not only has a chance at points, but now Kiv can make sure that Abram doesn't get the ball. And even if Kiv goes into half 13-14, he gets ball at a half, he can make it 21-14. I just feel like Abram went from having a lot of power and really being in a power position of this game to really not being in power position. One underrated thing that Abram is doing with this B gap that I actually need to highlight here, maybe on the next play, is he is actually showing blitz. We haven't seen this, so this is a show blitz look, which is why these safeties are getting down here. But what's really interesting about this is look where the linebacker is. It moves him a little closer, and so Abram's really never running a disengage. He's always going to run this right here. Or he's never going to run a crossfire. He's always going to run a disengage right here. I'd be surprised. He'd really have to do something. Just kind of an interesting little thing about the game is that this guy is literally like a step closer to the line of scrimmage, which probably makes the blitz come in a little faster. So just kind of something there with that. Motion Y post for Kiv. And I mean, okay, so kind of interesting situation. I think Kiv wanted to take his touchdown just because it puts him in the lead, and then the best case scenario probably is a tie from Abram. Kiv ends up going down to 1. This is pretty good for him. He's going to run the ball here. Kiv normally doesn't make these kind of mistakes, which I think is what's made him so consistent. This should be a run play. At least 2 runs. Get the clock down. This should be fullback dive 100 out of 100 times. Abram's probably going to try to let him score. That was really fortunate for Kiv. That was really fortunate because I guess the ball just didn't break the plane. Whatever. Now we go to 2nd and goal. That's actually crazy because I thought that was a touchdown. Look at him flip. Look at that. That looks like a touchdown to me. Anyway, not going to be touchdown. Now watch what Kiv's going to run this ball right here. He's going to run this ball and he's going to take it down to 13-ish seconds, and then he has all of his timeouts. He's in complete control here. So that's a great run. So what does that do for Kiv? Mathematically, Abram can't score. He cannot get the ball back with enough time to really threaten Kiv. It's really smart, that run play. That is the difference so far in this game going into halftime. And ultimately, I think the difference in these two players as a Madden player in general is Kiv managed the clock better in a key situation. Right? Situational football comes down to that clock management, that controlling of the game. So now Kiv is in a position where he takes that timeout. He has both his timeouts. He can run the ball if he gets a look. More than likely, he's going to try to pass the ball and try to score here. And then if he doesn't get a touchdown, he could just take his 3, and then he's going to get ball out of half and be able to go up 21-14. So I just thought this was really good management here of the clock by Kiv to really limit how Abram can hurt him. Goes to PA slot corner, he's gonna throw that. Yikes. And Kiv did high ball there. High ball passes are hard to pick in this game. Abram just not able to make the play on the ball. He's right there. But again, that's that high ball mechanic. It's hard to pick those in the red zone. Kiv knows that. Anyway, there you see it. He tries his field goal, or he tries for the touchdown. He's going to take his field goal, like I was saying, and now it's a 13-14 ball game, but Kiv gets ball coming out of half. So in a game where Abram literally got 2 stops, Abram has gotten 2 stops in this game simply because Kiv won the coin toss and elected to kick the ball off, and then managed the clock at the end of half, puts him in a position where he's gotten stopped, red zone stopped twice, to be able to be up a touchdown, right, in a game where Abram's probably been the better player, right, for the most part. So that's why these situations are so critical. Abram going to take a kneel. This is kind of coming off of what happened to Astro, actually, in his game against Wesley, where he threw a Hail Mary and ended up getting pick 6 for the half. But anyway, Kiv going to get ball out of halftime. That wraps up the first half of Kiv versus Abram. All right, boys, second half here for Abram and Kiv. Kiv going to get that ball. I talked a little bit about the big kind of end of half scenario management, things of that nature that we saw. And going to start out, there's that seam streak that we're talking about, and Kiv able to split that seam. This has been such a key pass in Madden 25. One of the things you're going to see Kiv do is he is going to be motioning out that running back into that 5-wide look. It can mess with the alignment as well of the defense that Abram wants to run. Because Abram is running this as a show blitz look, this linebacker can get pulled out of the gap. So anyway, PA snag for Kiv, kind of a basic play. And just, you see here, I mean, 2 drives, he's inside the 30. This is exactly how Kiv wants to start this half, because again, we talked about that end of half scenario, that good clock management. Now Kiv has to capitalize, but he's going to motion this running back out, really messes with this alignment here of this show blitz look, and he is going to go to Y sail. He caught him offside. It's going to be a shot play. That's going to be a touchdown. That is a free touchdown for Kiv. We talked about it. We talked about it at the very beginning of this video, guys. I cannot stress to you enough this idea of like not beating yourself. More Madden games are lost than are won. Abram is losing this game right now. The offsides, critical penalty, the bad clock management, the getting stopped when Kiv is stuck on a defensive lineman, right? All of that. Here we are, 14-19. Kiv going for 2 here. It's a nice little 2-point play. Gets into a nice spot. Really great defense there by Abram, way to recover. And now Abram going to get his opportunity at getting points. This is a huge drive. This is the drive of the game right now up till this point. Kiv really did, for the most part, exactly what he wanted to do. Wanted to get out, wanted to get the lead, kind of, force-fed a bad pass, but really was open, but he force-fed it. Why did he force-feed that? Why was he so comfortable throwing that? Because Abram went off sides. It was a free play for Kiv. That being said, here we go. They're running the same defense, but slightly different. Abram is running this from a show blitz alignment where he can only run the disengage. Kiv is running the double safety walk down where he can run crossfire, or he can also run the disengage version of this defense. And his players will not move because he's not showing blitz. So they're going to go exactly where he wants them to go. So little slight variation here, but is a big deal. Abram going to do the same motion. As you see, nobody's going to move because of the type of defense Kiv's running. And That was a drop pick right there. That's pick artist, by the way. And I just wanted to highlight again, and I've said this all year long. If you are spending AP on pick artist, stop. It does not work. He lit up. He didn't get the interception because pick artist is not a real ability in this game. You cannot catch picks. I don't care what you do. It's completely random. They said they fixed drop picks, and they didn't. They do not punish people for making bad reads every single year. So anyway, Abram going to go to a cover 4 bomb here on 3rd and 1, kind of a shot play, looking for R1. He's going to have R1, and that's a cover 4 beater, and you got to give him some credit right there. Drop pick, bad defense by Kiv, not even bad defense, really just bad route recognition. If we look at the user here, look what Kiv is doing. Like I don't know, what is he, downward dog? What are we doing here? And this is what we talk about. I will say this. I've been fairly critical of Abram over the last couple of minutes. I'm going to be really critical of Kiv here. Number one, we didn't get our setup in. We're not disengaging. We're not doing anything. And then we somehow, I think his user might be blitzed here. I don't know. He gets switched here. That can never happen. Like, that just can't happen. That is a mistake that leaves you vulnerable to a huge play. It leaves you vulnerable to a huge play. On a 3rd and 1, right? I mean, this is just, it's just cover 4 hard flat, but this is a cover 4 beater this year. Real quick, a little route combo from Abram. Streak, super stemmed up corner, curl, and then this quarter will sit on the curl. Now, this is a wide side combination, and really, this is on Kiv. You're on your defensive tackle. He's trying to switch back. You can get stuck really bad when you get on a defensive lineman this year, and he is finally, as you see here, he never did. I mean, I think he's probably just hitting buttons at this point, trying to get back. This is what we talk about. And honestly, if you look at Abram's drives, this is going to go for a touchdown, by the way, too. If you look at Abram's touchdowns, the first play of the game, he ran a cover 4 beater and got a 1-play touchdown. The first play of the second half, cover 4 beater, 1-play touchdown. Abram has only had to drive one time. He's only had to drive one time this game. This is what we talk about. Explosive plays. You have to limit this. That is a really, really big mistake by Kiv, and it gave Abram a free touchdown, honestly. So, because that route combo, and that's good red zone defense, able to get the stop, able to get out of there with a pick. But that route combo while it's a good route combo, if you're able to switch stick at all, the play's dead. So, just bad by Kiv. Got stuck on a defense, didn't get assist. I was literally talking about that in the beginning of this episode. You got to be able to get your setup in. You've got to be fundamentally sound. Especially with Master Tactician, you've got to run fairly simple defenses, and you've got to be prepared for these 1-play touchdowns because you do not want to give that kind of stuff up. Abram didn't have to think. His only read was R1 the entire play there. And so it's a huge mistake from Kiv. It really is. It's a huge mistake from Kiv. And, now we have a 2019 ball game. So Kiv going to get the opportunity to go back down and score. Abram is pinching his defensive line. What is Abram doing on defense? What is this defense? Yeah, okay. He's offsides. Okay, so there he is. He's back in the D. I don't know what his defensive linemen were doing. I don't know if they got stuck or what. Play action, play from Kiv. Don't love the combo. He hit that earlier in the game. It's not good spacing. It's too easy to switch stick that. Abram able to play pretty decent defense. And now the pendulum has kind of swung. And now Kiv's got to come back, recenter, refocus, call a good play here on 2nd and 10, get himself in a good down and distance. Going to motion his running back out again. This has been really the key for him. This is a great play. See if he hits it here. Out route, corner route. There's that drag. See, that is a high-level play that attacks a lot of space on the field. When Kiv calls plays like that, I feel like he never misses the read. But sometimes Kiv gets into this like gotcha game offensively where he's trying to predict what you're going to do so he can bomb you. I think Kiv is so effective offensively when he just calls his 5 to 7 really high level plays and just out executes you. He doesn't miss reads very well much. And and that's unfortunate, bad throw there, overthrow, but Kiv is one of the better players that I've seen at like pure progression reads. and especially with good like full field reads where he's got like a combo like this, so going to attack the entire field with. He's able to hit it most of the time. Nice run there. He just can read the thing that makes I think Kiv really good on offense is he can make reads. Like you'll see his mental clock; it's very fast, so he can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in about a second and a half. Like he can go very fast at that. So but then when he gets into that gotcha game, I feel like that's where he gets really. I don't know. I just feel like that's where most of his mistakes come from. Anyway, oh, nice switch from Abram. Almost got him there. That wasn't even a switch. I mean, yeah. And of course, as I'm bragging on Kiv's reads, he misses a tough big read right there to tight end. Bring up a 4th and 2. That's a big down. This is a gotta have it moment right here for Kiv. I will say too, Kiv normally is really good on these gotta have it moments. Let's see what he does here on this 4th and 1. 4th and 2. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. It's a big moment. It's a gotta have it moment. Kiv needs this first down. It sucks that he had to spend a timeout there. That's very bad that he had to spend a timeout there. I bragged on his clock management earlier. You never want to use the second half timeout. Never want to use one. But 4th and 2, got to have it. You know, I mean, got to know what you're going to call, honestly. But, yeah, I just him burning that timeout's really bad. Really not a great combo. He's going to get lucky and hit that drag late. Nice. And the beauty of that was that Abram did cloud on that right side, so he didn't really have any hard flat. So, I mean, the drag would have been open. It was Abram's fault, but for Kiv, I mean, that was really the only thing he had. 1st and 10. And it goes, this drag speed out combo. Yeah. Good scramble. This is kind of they're going back and forth right now. This is a heavyweight drive right here. Gonna go to trip setting, curl flat. No, gonna go to PA slot corner. I like the change up, the audible. He's got 2 streaks. So what that's gonna do is gonna basically make it so he can't switch tick. And he's gonna throw that. Oh, nice throw. Look at the motion. That's a high ball. Is that a high ball? I'm almost positive that's a high ball. Kiv. I mean, that is a really nice throw. And that's what Abram, you know, I mean, this guy has lived and died by man coverage. And it's there, but I mean, these windows, when you play top level players, they're going to hit those windows. They're going to hit them. They're going to make the throws, the tight window throws. They're going to make those throws. And there's not. So I just feel like Abram kind of again showing, you know, this showed in his game against John Beast. This showed in his game against Fancy and showing in his game against Kiv that man coverage can kind of get exposed a little bit because these guys are going to be able to hit those tighter windows. That being said, good 2-point defense. I don't love that call from Kiv. I don't feel like I just feel like didn't give himself a big option. But this is really good for Kiv. So we talk about the game management and kind of the back and forth. Why that touchdown was so critical and Kiv got so excited is because now the clock situation becomes even more of a factor. Because Abram has to score a touchdown to get the lead, obviously. The other element here is the clock. Because if Abram takes 2-3 minutes to score a touchdown, then Kiv can clock the game and either tie it with a field goal or win it with a touchdown. So this is setting up to be, and Abram's going to have to get a 2-point conversion to make it a 3-point ball game. So Kiv should be playing fairly conservative defensively here, in my opinion. You know, try to make this drive take time would be what I would think to do. And then just put some pressure on him. There it is. There's some pressure. Like that to me is fine. Like you don't love the yak there. You don't love the yards after catch. But keeping Abram in front of him right here is so important because that's going to make it so that when Abram scores, there's only going to be 3 minutes left in the game. That's a pretty easy clock for Kiv. So if I'm Kiv here, that's how I play defensively. I'm trying to play that like bend but don't break, slow him down a little bit, make this drive take as much time as possible. Um, and so that's, you see him go to 6-1 here. That's what 6-1's going to do as well. As long as he doesn't make that mistake that he made on the first drive. What 6-1 does a really good job of is it's a little bit of pressure. It's hard to beat deep, right? You're going to have to hit it in those little pockets. And so that's what I think we're about to see Abram do. You notice the route combinations here. Abram pretty convinced to try to pop cover 2 on the left. I don't know why you would run cover 2 here. This would be cover 4 every play, and I would honestly just say, beat me in the red zone. Like, that's exactly how I would play this. I think that's pretty much how Kiv's playing this. I would be in cover 4 every rip, and I would just be saying, beat me inside the 10. Beat me inside the 10. And, oh, by the way, take some time, because look at that clock. We're about 4 minutes 15. He can't clock this all the way out. So there's an inside zone. He gets his first down, but he's not going to be able to clock this all the way out in this situation. So I love this game. Overall game management from Kiv has been pretty decent, with that one exception being kind of that out of position defensive play call and then the timeout that he had to take. But the timeout did pay off for him because he was able to hit that route. Good defense. There's a switch. And again, see how he's forcing in the middle of the field. Now we get a red zone drive. See, this is like perfect for Kiv. This is perfect for Kiv. Because now Abram can't clock him out. It's hard as heck to score down here. He's gonna miss a throw. It's hard as heck to score down here. It really is. It's very difficult to score inside the 10, especially from the 10. If you're inside the 5, you could just try to run the ball. When you're at the 10-yard line, you have to pass. You're not going to be able to run the ball that well. Notice Kiv goes back to dollar here. This is pretty much just inside quarters, vert hooks, and clouds would be what I would do here. This is just cover 2 with inside quarters on the safety, I would think. No, I guess not. And there's a sack, and now you get 3rd and 20, and this is exactly what I was saying with that idea of like managing the situation. One of the underrated things that you can do defensively, one of the only things you can do defensively, is choose what you're going to give up. Are you going to give up the corner route, or are you going to give up the post, right? Choose what you're going to give up. Force them, take away areas of the field, and make them work other areas. Here's the patented Skimbo curl. Not there. 4th and 17. Gotta have it moment for Abram. And a decision. And Abram is going to choose to take the 3. Okay? Why does he choose to take the 3 there? Because if he holds Kiv to 3, he's not out of the game. Ultimately, it's going to come down to Abram's going to have to get a stop. You know, he's kind of going to have to get a stop regardless. But I feel like this has just been an absolute masterclass in how to manage a game from Kiv, as Abram's going to get an onside. That's another reason why you kick 3 there. Oh my gosh. Abram's going to get an onside. Are you kidding me? This is just so bad. What's really sad is when it gives players, like key players, to watch was Calvin Johnson, and Calvin Johnson just looked at the ball. That is terrible. And now everything comes back into focus. Kiv has to get a stop here. Okay. Going to be hard to, because if Abram gets a field goal, he wins the game. Abram gets a field goal, he wins the game. So Abram is just basically thinking, I'm going to clock this out. I'm going to get 3. Right. This is huge for Abram. He should not. Kiv has played really well this game. He's done everything right. I hate this for Kiv. I hate this. He dropped the interception too. Oh man, I hate this for Kiv. I really do, because everything right. The one thing he did wrong, he called a timeout on 4th and 2. That's going to come back to bite him right here, because he can only stop the clock twice. So Abram is in a really good position. If Abram gets a first down, this game is pretty much over. He's going to be able to kick it. He's got a good kicker. That's why you're seeing him run the ball. Timeout right there. No timeout right there. Okay. Not sure. I guess I see why you'd. I guess no timeout right there makes him have to pass. Yeah, I see that. Okay. Double mug for Kiv. Nah, it's just free. Get a tackle. Now timeout. Okay, 3rd and 2. Gotta have it moment for Kiv. You're going to see Kiv get really aggressive. Big bows. Fancy #1 seed. Also Kiv's roommate. This has got to have it down. This is 4-3, even 6-1. Abram's going to go for a cover 2 hitter. You know he's going to go cover 2 hitter. Going smash return with a curl in the middle. Block the tight end. All right, we're going to go 3-man route combo. He's going to have time here. There's the, yep, there it was. There was the killer. We knew that was going to happen. He's called that every single play, and I got to have it moment. He stays with it. Kiv gives it up. That's pretty much going to be it. I can't believe Abram won this game. Ultimately, it honestly came down to an onside kick, and that's it. Kiv is done. There goes his season. Loses to an onside kick. And Abram getting wild. Oh, my goodness. That's crazy. It's a crazy way to win a game. Yeah, I mean, and we can look at this. I mean, this is... I don't want to say it's bad defense because honestly, Kiv's in a bad spot. He's in a no-win spot. But I feel like Abram had done this every time, man. Every time he ran this, it was this little fade to pop cover 2. So anyway, defense for Kiv here, which I respect the send 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, I love the send 6. Abram knows he's going to send 6. That's why he blocks everybody. But if you look here, you get, I mean, this is just a hard flat, and there's just nothing here. There's just nothing. I mean, this is, it's, oh man. If this is, which I know why you don't run that there, but I feel like the Sin 6 is just ultimately what can you really do from a coverage perspective that can prevent that. And that's why Abram ran that combo, but that's a tough way to lose a game. That's a tough way to lose a game for Kiv. It's a tough end to his season. Abram able to get the W. And I don't know if they're even going to show the kick. Yeah. That's it. Wow. Abram talking to the admins, probably getting shamed, getting a warning. Guy's getting serious about it. And there it is, boys. Well, Abram beats Kiv in a crazy game. Man, well, hope you enjoyed this little breakdown. GG's. Abram able to get a huge win. I picked wrong. Felt like Kiv played better than him. Felt like Kiv played better situationally than him. Abram just found a way. And we talked about it. It was really just the big plays. It was the big play on 4th down. It was the one-play touchdown to begin the game. It was the one-play touchdown before half. So many big plays that Abram was able to make in this game that ultimately turned the tide in his favor. But the biggest one being the onside kick. So GG's to Kiv. He's going to lose this one. Abram and Jambi's going to rematch in the semifinal. Thanks for watching the video. If you guys want to learn how I play the game, everything that I know about Madden, a lot of these schemes that you're seeing ran on this stage, they're in our school community. If you're not a member of the school site yet, it's $10, and that link is going to be in the description. Get you everything I know about Madden and college football. Thanks for watching the video, and be sure to check out the school community at the link in the description below.